I was challenged the other day with this question. Can you prove nuclear weapons exist? It turns out that a number of YouTube channels are coming out with so-called proof that indeed nuclear weapons do not exist. Now, what I find particularly irritating about this ignorance is, one, it stems from flat earth channels. One I subscribe to. In fact, I have subscribed to this one, Flat Water, Flat Earth, Flat Earth, Flat Water, for a while. And two, they take clips from Galen Windsor's TED Talks of the day, linked to a previous video just recently, and use his teachings to support their arguments. See, radiation isn't harmful. Nuclear scare scam. To keep us in fear of the boogeyman weapons that don't exist. Nuclear power plants are really safe, just steam plants. Keep up with me, people, because I'm just getting started. It is Monday the 1st of March, 2021. I don't have to go to work today. Yay. Yeah, flat earthers, I'm on your side. We do not live on a spinning wet ball rocket, hurling through space 4 different directions at 4 different speeds. And truly, gravity is a joke, a hoax, easily provable. All of this by science. Not the religion, people, not scientism, so-called, practiced today by the lab coat-wearing high priests. Told you before, not all priests wear their collars on backwards. Trust the scientists. Creepy Uncle Joe Biden is fond of saying. He says it all the time. Hey man, trust the scientists. To which I respond, nope, no way, because they ain't scientists. They are priests of scientism. And I clearly understand the need for our masters to conceal the Earth's shape and true cosmology. It hides the creator, people, and it reduces us all to evolved products of space sperm. Google it, people. Transpermia on an insignificant planet in an insignificant solar system with an insignificant minor sun in an ever-expanding, all-encompassing. Boy, that's one goddamn big universe. In short, we are insignificant, when the truth is just the opposite, as truth usually is. So up front, the reasons given for hoaxing about nuclear weapons is to keep us petrified in fear porn, that any minute the mushroom clouds will attack us and we'll be vaporized. You heard it. We have enough nuclear weapons today to kill all life on the planet 10 times over, 20 times over, 5 times over. Depends on what scientific expert you listen to. Pure bullshit. Of course, just the opposite true. We don't have enough nuclear weapons to ensure the destruction of all life in California, even with the bullshit lingering radiation effects. How dare I say that? I understand weapons effects. You apparently don't. I understand yields and radiation effects. You apparently don't. If you're buying into the no-nuke nonsense, why the nuclear nonsense? Simple people control. Now, we never advocated for the massive honking megawatt electric nuclear power plants. That is nuclear energy run upside down and backwards. We said small, mass-produced, proven design, like submarine-style reactors or smaller, making each community energy independent. Start with that. Then we can get down to the block-by-block level. No, the big massive plants, whether they're coal-fired, oil-fired, natural gas-fired, or nuclear-powered, exist to justify the kilowatt-hour enslaving meter hanging on everybody's homes. The more you use, the more you pay. Where the promise of the nuclear genie was just the opposite. Use all you want. Pay a fixed flat fee. Boy, try saying that fast. And market it to you much like cable. They don't care how much cable you watch. You still pay the monthly rate. And businesses will give you a discount. Why? Because businesses lead to productivity, to leads to wealth creation, to leads to wealthy free people who are very difficult to enslave. It's almost an equation there, people. The masters know it. You need to know it too. They can't have energy independent slaves converting themselves into productive, wealthy, free people and think they're going to control them. Not their small numbers, they're not. Okay. So let's go back to Galen's videos wherein he introduced and was questioned by Ben Williams. I think that was late 80s, early 90s. And here's what he's saying about radiation. And here's where the flat earthers, here's where the anti-nukes get it all effed up as per usual. He's basically saying, why do you discriminate against the source? Not all radiation is nuclear. You know, the gamma level in frequency and or wavelength of the EMF spectrum. Come on, people. And he's saying all radiation, regardless of the source, can be harmful. In fact, it can be deadly if you violate the big four: the strength of the source, the distance from the source, the time of exposure, and shielding. How did you watch that video on missiles points? Then Galen posed a question. If it hasn't burned you, and we want evidence, we don't want a legislative burn, kind of like what's going on today for the last year, such a deadly you-know-what that you have to be tested to see if you got it. Yeah, no more legislative evidence. We want erythema, reddening of the skin. We want to see that you have a detached retina in your eye. And if you haven't been burned and it hasn't detached your retinas, what's your problem? Because rightly does he then say, because you obviously have one. Again, people, who put it there? Why, the masters of the plantation. Why did they put that fear in your mind? I just told you. Total control. Nuke power plants are harmless because they are just steam plants. Wow. I heard that one on your video today, Flat Earth buddy. Hey, dum-dum. So are coal-fired, so are oil-fired, so are natural gas-fired plants. That's their heat source to boil water to generate steam, to turn turbines to generate electricity, and then pump it on the ever-enslaving federal power intertie. 18% line loss. Unbelievable. How can you guys hear this, watch that video, and get so much so wrong? Now, the advantage to nuclear is you fission basically worthless uranium in a properly managed reactor, and you create heat. And why do you create the heat? To boil water, to create steam, to turn the turbines, to generate electricity. And you can do it in small, mass-produced, proven-designed reactors, making everyone energy independent, not dependent upon power cartels. Okay, you ever heard of the periodic table of the elements, people? Come on. Galen always said, you guys don't know enough chemistry to stay out of trouble. The periodic table of the elements. There's the transuranic elements, transuranic. Those with an atomic number greater than 92. And they exist on the very same periodic table that the non-transuranics exist on. Now, it's rude to answer a question with a question. However, in this case, it's necessary. Question. If you haven't fused, capped, placed, detonated, timed, or dropped TNT, trinitrotoluene, or C4, etc., how do you know conventional weapons exist? Come on. If you haven't handled them, how do you know that? Oh, you're just taking someone's word for it, huh? Conventional explosives, constituent chemicals exist on the same periodic table as the nuclear chemicals. End of effing story. You believe in one group, but not in the other. I think that's pretty strange, people. I really do. So, how do you prove nukes exist? Like their conventional chemical explosive counterparts, they aren't readily available for demonstration purposes. So in reversing the question, back at you, I have to look at the evidence provided that you claim proves they don't exist. Yep. This humble messenger, freelance investigator with an action-packed expense account, had to wade through a number of videos, and most featured segments of Eric Dubé, who did a brilliant job in Flat Earth expose. But why do you think all of a sudden now he's an expert on all things chemical and nuclear? I mean, no, once again, people, no equation. And it turns out again, Galen is right. You don't know enough chemistry to stay out of trouble. You don't understand weapon effects. You don't understand equivalency. You don't understand radiation effects and durations. Yep, 8 hours after the Hiroshima bomb drop, the subways are up and running. Built in 1942, don't you know? People were moving around. Many injured, a lot of them effed up, but they were moving. So your lack of residual ionizing forever radiation effects is a bullshit argument. You're peddling radiation fear porn. You're part of the problem, not the solution. The masters of the plantations love you guys. This video then is the start of a series of videos I never thought I'd have to do. No nukes? What nonsense. So stick around, people. You know, even though I got stuff to do, even though I'm not working today, I still got a lot of stuff to do. But I guess we're going to have to deviate from the positives of nuclear energy and the promise of the nuclear genie till we got to get some of these die-hard flat earthers back on the right track here, I guess. So next video, we'll deal with some more of the particulars. God, I got to watch some more of those anti-nuke videos. Son of a bitch. You think you guys got it bad?